Hello, and welcome back to Scrum Study. This segment will introduce you to Scrum project roles. Scrum project roles fall into two broad categories. Core roles are those roles that are mandatory for producing the product of the project, that are committed to the project, and that ultimately are responsible for the success of each sprint of the project and of the project as a whole. Non-core roles are those roles which are not mandatory for the Scrum project and may include team members who are interested in the project, have no formal role on the project team, may interface with the team, but may not be responsible for the success of the project. The non-core roles should also be taken into account in any Scrum project. There are 3 core roles in Scrum that are ultimately responsible for meeting the project objectives: the product owner, the Scrum Master, and the Scrum Team. Together, they are referred to as the Scrum Core Team. It is important to note that of these 3 roles, no role has authority over the others. In upcoming videos, we'll go over the responsibilities of each of these 3 core roles in detail. But for now, let's just mention the key things you should know about them. The product owner is the person responsible for maximizing business value for the project. He or she is responsible for articulating customer requirements and maintaining business justification for the project. The product owner represents the voice of the customer. Corresponding to a project owner role in a project, there could be a program product owner for a program or a portfolio product owner for a portfolio. And in large projects with numerous Scrum teams and multiple product owners, it is necessary to have a chief product owner role who makes the day-to-day business decisions. The Scrum Master is a facilitator who ensures that the Scrum team is provided with an environment conducive to completing the product's development successfully. The Scrum Master guides, facilitates, and teaches Scrum practices to everyone involved in the project. They clear impediments for the team and ensures that Scrum processes are being followed. Note that the Scrum Master role is very different from the role played by the project manager in a traditional waterfall model of project management, in which the project manager works as a manager or leader for the project. The Scrum Master only works as a facilitator, and he or she is the same hierarchical level as everyone else in the Scrum team. Any person from the Scrum team who learns how to facilitate Scrum projects can become the Scrum Master for a project or for a sprint. The Scrum team is a group or team of people who are responsible for understanding the business requirements specified by the product owner, estimating user stories, and final creation of the project deliverables. The non-core roles are not mandatory for the Scrum project, and they may not be continuously or directly involved in the Scrum process. However, it's important to know the non-core roles because they could play a significant part in some Scrum projects. Non-core roles can include the following: business stakeholders. This is a collective term that includes customers, users, and sponsors who frequently interface with the product owner, Scrum Master, and Scrum team to provide them with inputs and facilitate creation of the project's product, service, or other result. Stakeholders influence the project throughout the project's development. Stakeholders may also have a role to play during the develop epics, create prioritized product backlog, conduct release planning, retrospect sprint, and other important processes in Scrum. Customer. This is the individual or the organization that acquires and uses the project's product, service, or other result. For any organization, depending on the project, there can be both internal customers, which means they are within the same organization, or external customers, which means they work outside of the organization.
Users are the individual, organization, or group of individuals that directly uses the project's product, service, or other result. Like customers, for any organization there can be both internal and external users. Also, in some industries and on some projects, customers and users may be the same individuals.
Sponsor. This individual or organization provides resources and support for the project. The sponsor is also the stakeholder to whom everyone is accountable in the end. At times, the same person or organization can play multiple stakeholder roles. For example, The sponsor and the customer may be the same entity.
Another non-core role is supporting services. Supporting services are internal or external groups that support or are impacted by the Scrum project. For example, training, logistics, marketing, finance, infrastructure, and so on.
Vendor includes external individuals or organizations that provide products or services that are not within the core competencies of the project organization. Scrum Guidance Body, also referred to as SGB. This is an optional role. It generally consists of a group of documents and/or a group of experts who are typically involved with defining objectives related to quality, government regulations, security, and other key organizational parameters. These objectives guide the work carried out by the product owner, Scrum Master, and Scrum Team. The Scrum Guidance Body also helps capture the best practices that should be used across all Scrum projects in the organization. The Scrum Guidance Body does not make decisions related to the project. Instead, it acts as a consulting or guidance structure for all the hierarchical levels in the project organization, the portfolio, program, and project. Scrum teams have the option of asking the Scrum Guidance Body for advice as required. Thank you for learning with us.